Hello, I've come to welcome you to the 2013 State of the Tea Party address. Our topic of discussion today will be gun control versus spending control and what we're hearing out of the current administration to deal with these issues. I wanted to start out with the dialogue that I've been hearing come out from Obama about guns, and it all kind of sounds like this to me.
Who cares there are 70,000 dead Mexicans on the other side of the border? Who cares that kids in Syria are getting their heads blown up from the crossfire of my gun running and arms deal? Who cares that Jared Loughner, James Holmes, and Adam Lanza reacted violently to my gun control policies? Who cares that my poor example on guns shot and killed innocent kids? I'm Barack Obama, and I can craft a 23-sheet roll of toilet paper called executive orders to cover my ass. Spencer will be printing them off soon. Next question. No, I don't want to talk about Benghazi. Hillary will address that over 4 months after the fact. I will now dispatch my liberal media drones, Andrea Mitchell and Barbara Walters, to answer questions.
Did anyone watch the Inside Edition clip where Andrea Mitchell was sitting there talking to someone, and she said to them in a very, very whiny balloon type voice, "But I don't understand why all of a sudden that the media or even the NRA would think that they could talk about the president's kids. We've never talked about the president's kids, ever, ever." The next clip showed Barbara Walters complaining on The View about the same thing. "Well, I just don't understand why anyone could think that they could talk about the president's kids in such a way. I don't understand why they would think that since the president's kids have always been off limits, that anybody could use an ad to talk about the president's kids." The irony has just been astounding.
I will now dispatch my political race car drones.
Hank Johnson gets mad during Obama's gun control hypocrisy exposition that people started calling Obama a black-faced Hitler. Hank Johnson then accuses other people of being racist. Hank Johnson happens to be from my state, Georgia, to which I immediately asked Hank Johnson, if because Obama is part black, does this excuse Obama from breaking the law on guns? No answer. Prior to Hank Johnson being challenged, Colin Powell said on a Sunday interview show that he felt, as he tweeted after being interviewed, that there was a dark vein of racism within the Republican Party. To which I responded to Colin Powell by referencing my own multicultural heritage and race, that I was as mixed as Colin Powell is. Did he mean by what he said that I should in any way feel excluded from the Republican Party or the GOP when I don't? I don't understand how he could even say anything like this, because I've never felt excluded from the GOP due to my cultural or racial differences. Speaking of drones, I read an article on MotherJones.com wherein a former CIA agent states that Obama has been killing American citizens abroad. Now, forget about the kill list that was so controversial just before the election and about drone policy questions. But Obama has been in fact so abusive with killing Americans abroad that it has been equated to almost him using a bug zapper on Americans. Maybe kind of why we haven't heard from Austin Tice and others like him. I think it goes without saying, with the recent hostage crisis in Algeria, that Obama has been up to some serious international mischief. And I question why Hillary Clinton deliberately disobeyed a budgetary travel ban to go on a last-ditch mission to Iran for peace, when the gauntlet was already thrown down by Egypt 2 years ago, and that the rhetoric has gotten so bad that John McCain had to go correct President Morsi, who said, "All Americans are descendants of apes and pigs, Zionists who suck the blood out of Palestinians." Keep in mind, these are the same friends that Obama stood up for. The same friends who said this, and they criticized Michelle Bachmann even though she was totally right about what she said when she called out Huma Abedin and when she called out our government giving lots of foreign aid money to Egypt. With all that said, everyone knows, folks, that it's like this. Spending control!